everyone. We're going to be using the rose water. We're going to make a raspberry lychee rose macaron. When they asked me to do this, I started trying to think out of the box. Okay, we all get used to tasting the same kind of things over and over again. So using these flavorings and extracts and everything, it brings a lot to the table. This has white chocolate in it. Well, white chocolate's a little bit sweet, but I'll sacrifice a little bit of sweetness to have great texture, okay? And because I have a little bit of sweetness, I have to think about how I can adjust that. The ganache, once it firms up a little and is cooler, we're going to add the rose water to it. And then the rose water brings a really nice aroma that when put with raspberry that has that great acidity, it really makes a unique flavor. Talking about the filling, I'm just using raspberry puree, a little bit of sugar, and the gelin. Okay, it's a gum. I like this product because it doesn't melt. So what this does, it gives us like a compote or a fruit filling, and it's gonna give us a great texture. Okay, so that's going. So while that's heating up, we'll get our macarons ready. So now we want to look at filling them up. So this is the filling right here, all right? So it's just like that.
Is it unusual to like have a center filling?
Yeah, I've actually never seen that before.
I was like cutting them small. I was like, what's he do?
I was trying to figure out how the square pieces that he talked about cutting were going to go into the round macaroon.
Yeah. It's like a cheeseburger with the cheese over the side. I was like, what's going to happen here?
Well, and the fact that it moisturized the entire cookie because it was a gel, that I wouldn't have thought of that on my own.
Yeah, I love it. It was really fun surprise.
Yeah.
How many of you guys have had saffron ice cream? Okay, one person. I like to use some savory ingredients once in a while, okay, but I don't really leave them as savory. I sweeten them up. So what I do is I make a caramel, and we're gonna put 1 vanilla bean inside. I have a couple apples here. The apples and caramel goes in this bag. We compress them, which means we take all the oxygen out of the bag, and then we poach them for 40 minutes to an hour at a perfect temperature. So it still have a nice firm texture, but the apple is completely candied. And this is going to be what I make my yogurt mousse in. I started thinking about how I could make this look cool, but keeping it pretty simple. I have some sphere molds. So these are molds that I can cast my yogurt mousse into, and then I'll have a beautiful little sphere. I want to keep this rather light. I don't want to add anything that has a lot of flour on the palate. I just want to keep really clean flavors. We just took simple syrup. We added honey to it for flavor, and then we just add sesame seeds to it. And then once it starts to cook and turn to caramel, you just have these sesame seeds that are barely held together by some cooked sugar, which you guys can see here, okay? Very delicate. I have some marigold flowers for some color, some candied orange peel, okay, which I did in advance. So now I want to toast the saffron. I toast them in the pot. We tried in the oven. And we were like, where'd they go? You don't really want to like get hit in the face with saffron, do you? You just want that nice aroma, that perfume flavor. That's the same thing I want with my ice cream. That's ready to go. Miss Kate's gonna pull it down and then strain it. So as that's happening, start to put this together. So I'm gonna use the orange flower water kind of like salad dressing. Okay, just a touch. And then I have my ice cream right here. Anytime I'm doing plated desserts, I always am thinking, keep it simple, make it look awesome. We have caramel poached apples with saffron, sesame, and yogurt.
The saffron just adds something just a little bit different to the ice cream. It's like almost this intangible flavor that kind of balances out those other things.
There was the sweet with the poached apples and the caramel. There was the savory with the sesame.
The saffron ice cream, it would be really easy to make. I mean, it's just adding that saffron in and toasting it, and that made a huge difference
Even though they were talking about making macarons and they were making a plated dessert, there were so many other pieces that he talked about that you can take elsewhere. And I think having those little secrets is really what makes you a much better cook and baker.